from the Lakeside newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
The Fall Line Trail getting closer to reality in Lakeside, and a Henrico man sentenced to almost 20 years in prison on drug charges. We'll tell you more about those stories in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Thursday, May 18th, 2023, and it's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Well, the long-awaited Fall Line Trail is getting closer to reality in Henrico's Lakeside community. The trail ultimately will travel 43 miles between Ashland and Petersburg. About 7.5 miles of that distance will traverse northern Henrico and Lakeside. Construction of the Henrico portion is being divided into 8 separate phases, 7 of which will be overseen by Henrico. The 8th will be overseen by VDOT. In total, those first 7 phases are expected to cost about $52.6 million, though Henrico will need to fund only about $7.6 million of that amount itself. The rest will be covered by state, local, and federal funding. County officials held a meeting on Tuesday at Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden to share information about the first 5 phases, in addition to a related enhancement project that's being planned along Hilliard Road. The first phase of the Henrico portion of the trail will involve pedestrian enhancements between the Richmond-Henrico line and Lakeside Spring Park along about a quarter-mile stretch. Officials are planning a $1.2 million project to install a high-visibility 12-foot wide crosswalk with a pedestrian-activated signal system across Lakeside Avenue from Bryan Park Avenue into Spring Park. The project also will enhance curb ramps at both corners of Bryan Park Avenue. Construction on that project is expected to start in September and be completed by March. The next 3 Henrico phases will be known as the Lakeside Community Trail, which will stretch about 1.75 miles from Spring Park north to Hilliard Road. Those 3 phases will be completed between this October and July of 2025. You can read much more about the plans for the trail and for Hilliard Road right now on our website, henricocitizen.com. Well, Henrico man has been sentenced to 19 years in prison after being found guilty of possession with intent to distribute more than 100 grams of heroin and fentanyl. Hugh Mason, 41, was apprehended by law enforcement agents following raids in February of last year on his residence in Henrico and an apartment that he used in the city of Richmond. Agents discovered a total of more than 315 grams of a heroin and fentanyl mixture. They also found more than $28,000 as well as drug paraphernalia, a loaded semi-automatic handgun, 35 grams of heroin, and digital scales. Mason later admitted that he distributed and possessed at least 12 kilograms of cocaine and 3 kilograms of heroin during the course of a year. He also acknowledged possessing the firearm in order to safeguard his drug proceeds, and himself during drug trafficking activities. The Markel Corporation, a Fortune 500 family of companies headquartered in Innsbruck, will change its name to Markel Group Incorporated on May 26th, company officials announced earlier this week. The change is designed to provide clarity and definition around the nature of Markel's holding company, which includes 3 engines of insurance, investments, and a group of diverse businesses known as Markel Ventures. The company will continue to trade on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol MKL. It did launch a new website, however, mklgroup.com. There will be no significant structural or organizational impacts, however. Well, if you were looking for a new dog or cat to welcome into your household, we've got 25 that are awaiting adoption at the Henrico Animal Shelter. 7 cats and 18 dogs. You can view all of them right now in our weekly feature on henricocitizen.com that we call Fur Finder. We'll introduce you to each of these animals and see if maybe there's one that's right for your family. A Henrico home sells for $5.3 million. Find out which one and where it's located in our weekly roundup of property transactions that have occurred in the county. You can find that right now on our website, henricocitizen.com. And you've got a few days left to catch one of the Henrico Theater Company's final performances of Little Shop of Horrors at the Cultural Arts Center at Glen Allen. The show runs tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. Tickets are $10 for adults and $8 for seniors or students. You can learn more at artsglenallen.com. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Henrico County. Henrico County is now hiring. You can visit henrico.us/jobs to view a complete list of all opportunities, full and part-time, that are currently available. To learn more about Henrico's commitment to its employees and the Henrico Way, and find out why employees like Henrico Police Logistics Asset Manager Kristen Gaines say, quote, "Henrico feels like my home. It really is my family. I can't imagine doing anything else." That's henrico.us/jobs.